The power of visionaries in your life. Visionaries are the architects of the future, the individuals who see beyond the present circumstances and imagine what is possible before anyone else does. They are the dreamers, the innovators, and the pioneers who push boundaries, challenge the status quo, and transform ideas into reality. Associating yourself with visionaries can be one of the most powerful decisions you make in life. Their mindset, energy, and way of thinking can shape your perspective, fuel your ambitions, and propel you toward a future you may not have even imagined for yourself. One of the key traits of visionaries is their ability to see opportunity where others see obstacles. While the average person may get discouraged by setbacks or failures, visionaries view challenges as stepping stones to something greater. They don't just accept things as they are. They constantly ask, what if and why not? This mindset is contagious. When you surround yourself with visionaries, you begin to see problems as puzzles to be solved rather than barriers to success. You start to think in terms of possibilities rather than limitations. Another defining characteristic of visionaries is their unwavering belief in their ideas. Many times, their dreams seem impossible to others. But visionaries are not deterred by skepticism or doubt. They have a deep sense of conviction that drives them forward, even in the face of criticism or adversity. This is why it is so important to be around visionaries, because they remind you that belief is the foundation of achievement. Their confidence and determination can inspire you to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Visionaries are also relentless in their pursuit of knowledge and growth. They are always learning, always evolving, and always seeking ways to improve. They consume books, attend seminars, and surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. This commitment to growth rubs off on those around them. When you associate with visionaries, you will find yourself naturally becoming more curious, more open to new ideas, and more committed to personal development. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of being around visionaries is the way they push you to dream bigger. Many people set their goals based on what seems realistic or achievable. Visionaries, on the other hand, dream without limits. They don't ask, what can I do within my current circumstances? They ask, what is the greatest possible outcome I can create? Being in their presence encourages you to expand your vision for your own life. You begin to realize that you don't have to settle for mediocrity. You can aim for greatness. Visionaries also have a unique way of turning ideas into action. While many people get stuck in the planning or dreaming phase, visionaries take bold steps toward their goals. They understand that execution is just as important as vision. By being around them, you learn the importance of taking massive action. You begin to see that success is not just about having a great idea, it's about having the courage to pursue it relentlessly. Another invaluable benefit of associating with visionaries is their ability to inspire resilience. The road to success is never smooth. There will be obstacles, failures, and moments of doubt. But visionaries don't quit when things get tough. They adapt, they pivot, and they keep moving forward. When you surround yourself with people who refuse to give up, you naturally develop the same level of resilience. You learn that setbacks are temporary and that persistence is the key to achieving your dreams. One of the most remarkable qualities of visionaries is their ability to uplift those around them. They see potential in others before they even see it in themselves. They challenge you to rise to a higher level, to think bigger, and to push past your self-imposed limitations. Their belief in you can be a catalyst for your own transformation. When you are surrounded by people who see greatness in you, you start to see it in yourself. Visionaries also operate from a place of purpose rather than just profit. While many people chase success for material gain, visionaries are driven by a deeper mission. They want to create something meaningful, impact lives, and leave a legacy. This kind of mindset is incredibly powerful to be around. It shifts your focus from just making money to making a difference. You begin to realize that true success is not just about personal achievement. It's about the value you bring to the world. One of the most important lessons you will learn from visionaries is that fear should never dictate your decisions. Many people let fear hold them back from pursuing their dreams. They fear failure, rejection, or stepping outside of their comfort zone. But visionaries understand that fear is a natural part of the journey. They don't let it paralyze them. They use it as fuel to propel them forward. Being around visionaries teaches you to embrace fear and take action in spite of it. Another critical trait of visionaries is their ability to stay focused on the long-term goal. In a world that prioritizes instant gratification, visionaries understand the value of patience and persistence. They know that great things take time, and they are willing to put in the work day after day, year after year, to see their vision come to life. This long-term perspective is incredibly valuable. It teaches you to stay committed to your goals, even when you don't see immediate results. Visionaries also have an incredible ability to adapt to change. The world is constantly evolving, and those who resist change get left behind. Visionaries, on the other hand, embrace change. They see it as an opportunity rather than a threat. They are always looking for ways to innovate, to stay ahead of the curve, and to create new solutions. By associating with visionaries, you learn to become more adaptable and open to new possibilities. Another powerful lesson visionaries teach is the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. They understand that the people you associate with shape your mindset, your beliefs, and ultimately your success. That's why they are intentional about their relationships. They seek out mentors, collaborators, and like-minded individuals who elevate them. This is why you must be intentional about the company you keep. If you want to reach new levels in life, you need to align yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Visionaries also understand the power of gratitude. Despite their big dreams and ambitions, they never take their journey for granted. They appreciate every step of the process, every lesson learned, and every person who supports them along the way. This attitude of gratitude creates a positive energy that attracts more success. When you are around visionaries, you learn to appreciate your journey rather than just focusing on the destination. Another thing that sets visionaries apart is their ability to take calculated risks. While most people play it safe and stick to what is familiar, visionaries understand that growth comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone. They are willing to take bold leaps of faith, knowing that even if they fail, they will learn and grow in the process. By associating with visionaries, you learn to become more courageous in your own pursuits. Finally, visionaries leave a lasting impact on the world. They are not just focused on personal success, they want to create a legacy. They think beyond themselves and aim to create something that will benefit future generations. Being around people with this kind of mindset shifts your own perspective. You start to think about how you can contribute to the world in a meaningful way. In conclusion, associating yourself with visionaries is one of the best investments you can make in your personal and professional growth. They inspire you to think bigger, believe in yourself, take action, and stay resilient in the face of challenges. They push you to become the best version of yourself, and they remind you that the only limits that exist are the ones you impose on yourself. If you want to achieve greatness, surround yourself with people who see beyond the present and into the limitless possibilities of the future. The power of action takers in your life. In life, there are two types of people: those who talk about what they want to do and those who take action. The difference between success and mediocrity often comes down to whether a person is willing to act on their ideas, dreams, and goals. Action takers are the driving force behind every great achievement. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they don't get paralyzed by fear, and they don't let excuses stand in their way. Instead, they take decisive steps forward no matter the obstacles. If you want to elevate your life, you must surround yourself with action takers. Their energy, mindset, and determination will push you to become the kind of person who turns ambition into reality. One of the most defining characteristics of action takers is their bias for execution. Many people spend too much time planning, overthinking, and analyzing every possible scenario before making a move. While planning is important, excessive hesitation can lead to inaction. Action takers understand that waiting for the right time often results in missed opportunities. They know that the best way to learn is by doing, and they are not afraid to take risks, make mistakes, and adjust along the way. By associating with action takers, you develop the courage to take the first step, even when the path ahead is uncertain. Another key trait of action takers is their ability to overcome fear. Fear is one of the biggest reasons why people stay stuck in the same place for years. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. However, Action takers acknowledge their fears, but refuse to let them dictate their choices. They understand that every successful person has faced fear, but the difference is that they act in spite of it. When you spend time with action takers, you learn to see fear as a challenge to be conquered rather than a barrier to success. You realize that growth happens outside of your comfort zone, and you become more willing to step into the unknown. Action takers also possess an unshakable sense of discipline. They do not rely on motivation alone because they know that motivation is fleeting. Instead, they build habits and routines that keep them moving forward even when they don't feel like it. They wake up early, put in the work, and stay consistent in their efforts. Success is not about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent actions taken every single day. When you associate yourself with action takers, you adopt their mindset of discipline, and you learn that the secret to progress lies in showing up and doing the work, whether you feel like it or not. One of the most powerful benefits of surrounding yourself with action takers is that they eliminate excuses. Many people waste time blaming their circumstances, other people, or external factors for their lack of progress. Action takers, however, take full responsibility for their lives. They don't dwell on what they can't control, they focus on what they can do. If they don't have the right skills, they learn them. If they don't have the right resources, they find creative solutions. If they fail, they get back up and try again. Being around action takers teaches you that there are no valid excuses for inaction. You begin to hold yourself accountable and take ownership of your life. Another important trait of action takers is their ability to adapt quickly. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to adapt get left behind. Many people get stuck because they are afraid to pivot when things aren't working. Action takers, on the other hand, are flexible and open-minded. They are willing to change their approach, learn new skills, and experiment with different strategies to achieve their goals. They don't see setbacks as failures, they see them as learning opportunities. When you spend time with action takers, you develop a mindset of adaptability, which allows you to navigate challenges with confidence rather than fear. Action takers are also relentless in their pursuit of success. They do not give up after one setback, 2 failures, or even 10 obstacles. They keep pushing forward no matter how many times they get knocked down. They understand that success is not a straight line. It's a journey filled with ups and downs. Many people quit too soon because they expect results overnight. Action takers, however, understand that true success requires patience and persistence. When you surround yourself with people who refuse to give up, you naturally develop the same level of resilience. You begin to see that failure is not the end, it's just part of the process. Another remarkable quality of action takers is that they are solution-oriented. While many people focus on problems, action takers focus on solutions. Instead of complaining about what's wrong, they ask, "How can I fix this?" or "What's the next step?" This mindset shift is incredibly powerful. When you start looking for solutions instead of dwelling on problems, you become more resourceful, more creative, and more effective in everything you do. Action takers teach you that there is always a way forward, no matter how difficult the situation may seem. One of the biggest reasons why action takers succeed is because they prioritize execution over perfection. Many people get stuck in the trap of perfectionism, constantly refining their plans, waiting for the perfect conditions, and fearing that their work is not good enough. Action takers understand that perfection is an illusion. They know that it's better to launch something imperfect and improve it over time than to wait indefinitely for perfection. This mindset allows them to move faster, take more risks, and create real results. When you associate yourself with action takers, you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking imperfect action, which leads to progress. Action takers also have a strong sense of urgency. They don't procrastinate or delay important tasks. They understand that time is the most valuable resource and they use it wisely. They take action today instead of putting things off until tomorrow. This sense of urgency allows them to accomplish in months what others take years to achieve. When you surround yourself with action takers, you develop a sense of urgency in your own life, which helps you achieve your goals faster. Another powerful lesson action takers teach is the importance of taking responsibility for your own success. Many people wait for someone else to give them permission, guidance, or approval before taking action. Action takers, however, don't wait for anyone. They take control of their destiny and create their own opportunities. They don't wait for luck or external validation, they make things happen. When you associate yourself with action takers, you stop waiting for the right circumstances and start taking control of your life. Action takers also inspire others through their actions. They don't just talk about success, they lead by example. Their work ethic, determination, and resilience are contagious. When you see someone taking massive action, it motivates you to do the same. This is why it's so important to be around action takers. Their energy, momentum, and results push you to step up and take your own goals seriously. Finally, action takers are the ones who change the world. Every great innovation, every breakthrough, and every major achievement has been made possible by someone who took action. The greatest ideas in the world mean nothing if they are not executed. Action is what turns dreams into reality. If you want to make a real impact, you must surround yourself with those who don't just dream, but do. In conclusion, associating yourself with action takers is one of the smartest decisions you can make. They inspire you to take bold steps, overcome fear, stay disciplined, eliminate excuses, adapt to change, and persist in the face of challenge. They push you to focus on solutions, prioritize execution over perfection, develop a sense of urgency, and take full responsibility for your success. Most importantly, they lead by example and show you that taking action is the key to achieving greatness. If you want to elevate your life, surround yourself with people who take action and become an action taker yourself. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Whether you realize it or not, your environment plays a major role in shaping who you are and who you become. This is why it is crucial to associate yourself with positive influencers, the individuals who uplift, motivate, and bring out the best in you. Positive influencers inspire you to grow, push you to reach your potential, and help you develop a mindset of abundance, and their presence in your life can make the difference between mediocrity and greatness, between stagnation and progress, between fear and confidence. Positive influencers are people who radiate optimism and encouragement. In a world where negativity is often the default mindset, these individuals stand out by focusing on the good, the opportunities, and the possibilities. They don't dwell on problems or limitations. Instead, they look for solutions, lessons, and ways to improve. When you surround yourself with positive influencers, you start to adopt their way of thinking. You begin to see setbacks as temporary, challenges as growth opportunities, and failures as stepping stones to success. Their belief in a brighter future helps you maintain a positive outlook even during tough times. One of the greatest benefits of associating with positive influencers is that they help you build self-confidence. Many people struggle with self-doubt, questioning their abilities' worth or potential. Positive influencers see the greatness in you even when you don't see it in yourself. They remind you of your strengths, celebrate your progress, and encourage you to keep going when you feel like giving up. Their words and actions reinforce the idea that you are capable, strong, and worthy of success. When you have people in your corner who believe in you, you naturally start to believe in yourself more. Positive influencers also elevate your mindset by challenging negative thought patterns and limiting beliefs. Many people unknowingly hold themselves back because they have been conditioned to think small, fear failure, or settle for less. However, when you surround yourself with individuals who think big, embrace challenges, and refuse to settle, their mindset rubs off on you. They encourage you to dream bigger, aim higher, and challenge the self-imposed barriers that may be limiting your potential. Being in their presence shifts your perspective from "I can't" to "How can I?" and from "This is impossible" to "Anything is possible." Another key trait of positive influencers is their ability to lift your spirits during difficult times. Life is full of ups and downs, and no one is immune to challenges. Whether you face failures, disappointments, heartbreaks, or struggles, having positive influencers in your life makes all the difference. They provide support, encouragement, and reassurance when you need it most. Instead of allowing you to sink into negativity or self-pity, they remind you of your resilience and strength. Their presence alone can be a source of comfort, reminding you that tough times are temporary and that you have the ability to overcome them. Positive influencers also push you to take action and grow. They do not allow you to stay in a comfort zone or settle for mediocrity. They challenge you to step up, take risks, and go after what you truly want. While they are supportive and uplifting, they are also honest and direct when necessary. If you are making excuses, holding yourself back, or not living up to your potential, they will call you out in a constructive and motivating way. They remind you that growth happens outside of your comfort zone and that the only way to achieve greatness is by taking action. One of the most powerful aspects of associating with positive influencers is the way they inspire you to become a better person. Their kindness, gratitude, generosity, and authenticity set an example of how to live with purpose and integrity. They demonstrate the importance of treating others with respect, leading with empathy, and making a positive impact in the world. When you spend time with individuals who live with such values, you naturally start to adopt them yourself. You become more mindful of your words, actions, and the energy you bring into every situation. Positive influencers also help you develop a growth mindset, which is essential for long-term success. Many people operate with a fixed mindset, believing that their abilities, intelligence, and circumstances are set in stone. However, positive influencers challenge this belief by demonstrating that growth is always possible. They embody the idea that skills can be developed, challenges can be overcome, and success is a result of effort and perseverance. Their example teaches you that you are not limited by where you started or what you currently know. You have the power to improve, evolve, and become the best version of yourself. Another important characteristic of positive influencers is their ability to bring joy and laughter into your life. Life can be stressful, and it is easy to get caught up in worries, obligations, and pressures. However, positive influencers remind you to enjoy the journey, to find happiness in the present moment, and to not take life too seriously. Their humor, lightheartedness, and ability to find joy in the little things create an uplifting atmosphere that makes life more enjoyable. Being around them helps you manage stress better and appreciate the beauty of everyday moments. Positive influencers also teach you the power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative mindsets you can cultivate, as it shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in your life. Positive influencers practice gratitude daily, expressing appreciation for the people, experiences, and opportunities they have. Their attitude of gratitude is contagious, encouraging you to focus on the good in your own life. When you develop this habit, you experience greater fulfillment, improved mental well-being, and a deeper sense of contentment. Another incredible benefit of surrounding yourself with positive influencers is their ability to connect you with opportunities. These individuals have a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, which means they are not threatened by the success of others. Instead of competing, they collaborate, uplift, and open doors for those around them. They introduce you to like-minded individuals, share valuable resources, and support your goals in meaningful ways. Their generosity creates a cycle of success where everyone benefits. When you surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you win, you begin to realize that success is not a solo journey. It is built through strong, supportive relationships. Positive influencers also help you develop resilience in the face of adversity. No matter how driven or ambitious you are, there will be moments when you feel discouraged, defeated, or ready to quit. During these times, having the right people around you can make all the difference. Positive influencers remind you of your strengths, help you regain perspective, and encourage you to keep going. They show you that setbacks are not failures, they are opportunities to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. Their unwavering belief in your ability to succeed helps you stay motivated and persistent even when the road is tough. Another powerful trait of positive influencers is their ability to see the best in people. In a world that can sometimes be critical and judgmental, these individuals focus on strengths rather than weaknesses, potential rather than flaws. They encourage self-acceptance, self-love, and the belief that everyone has unique gifts to offer. Their ability to see the best in you helps you embrace who you are while striving to become even better. When you are surrounded by people who see your value and potential, you naturally start to believe in yourself more. Lastly, positive influencers leave a lasting impact on your life. Long after your conversations, interactions, or shared experiences, their words and energy continue to resonate with you. Their encouragement, wisdom, and support shape your mindset, influence your decisions, and contribute to your success. The relationships you build with positive influencers are not just temporary connections. They are lifelong sources of inspiration and motivation. Associating yourself with positive influencers is one of the most important choices you can make. They shape your mindset, boost your confidence, challenge your limitations, lift you up during difficult times, and inspire you to take action. They encourage growth, resilience, gratitude, and joy, making your journey through life more fulfilling and meaningful. If you want to achieve success, happiness, and a greater sense of purpose, surround yourself with those who bring out the best in you and strive to be a positive influencer in the lives of others. The power of lifelong learners in your life. The world is constantly evolving, and those who fail to adapt risk being left behind. The ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is not just a luxury, but a necessity in today's rapidly changing landscape. Lifelong learners are individuals who embrace continuous growth, seek knowledge relentlessly, and remain open to new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. Surrounding yourself with lifelong learners can profoundly impact your mindset, ambitions, and success. These individuals are driven by curiosity, fueled by a hunger for knowledge, and committed to personal and professional development. Their influence can inspire you to break free from stagnation, expand your understanding of the world, and maximize your potential. Lifelong learners have a unique way of viewing the world. They do not see knowledge as something static or finite. Instead, they recognize that learning is an ongoing journey. Unlike those who believe education ends with a diploma, lifelong learners understand that every day presents an opportunity to grow. They are not confined to formal education, but actively seek knowledge from various sources: books, mentors, experiences, and even failures. Their love for learning keeps their minds sharp, their skills relevant, and their perspectives ever evolving. Being around these individuals fosters an environment of growth where curiosity is encouraged and knowledge is constantly shared. One of the most defining characteristics of lifelong learners is their insatiable curiosity. They ask questions, challenge assumptions, and explore subjects beyond their immediate expertise. Their thirst for knowledge pushes them to venture into unfamiliar territories, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and seek out diverse perspectives. This curiosity is contagious. When you associate with lifelong learners, you begin to adopt their inquisitive mindset, questioning the status quo and exploring ideas that may have previously seemed irrelevant or intimidating. Instead of taking things at face value, you develop a deeper understanding of the world and become more open to new possibilities. Another vital trait of lifelong learners is their willingness to embrace change. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable or threatens their sense of stability. However, lifelong learners understand that change is inevitable and that growth requires adaptability. They view change as an opportunity rather than a threat, recognizing that evolving circumstances present new lessons and possibilities. When you surround yourself with individuals who embrace change with enthusiasm instead of fear, you begin to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. You develop the resilience needed to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and agility. Lifelong learners also possess a growth mindset, which is the belief that intelligence, abilities, and talents can be developed with effort and perseverance. Unlike those with a fixed mindset who believe they are limited by their natural abilities, lifelong learners see potential in continuous improvement. They do not shy away from challenges. Instead, they welcome them as opportunities to develop new skills and expand their capabilities. Being around people with a growth mindset transforms the way you approach obstacles. Instead of fearing failure, you start to see it as a valuable learning experience. You become more willing to step outside your comfort zone and take on new challenges that push you toward greatness. One of the greatest benefits of associating with lifelong learners is their ability to turn failures into lessons. Many people allow failure to discourage them, leading them to give up on their dreams or stop pursuing new opportunities. Lifelong learners, on the other hand, see failure as an essential part of the learning process. They analyze their mistakes, extract valuable insights, and use those lessons to improve. They understand that setbacks are not indicators of incompetence, but rather stepping stones to mastery. Their resilience in the face of failure teaches you to persevere, reframe challenges, and approach difficulties with a problem-solving mindset. Another powerful characteristic of lifelong learners is their commitment to self-improvement. They do not settle for mediocrity or become complacent with their current level of knowledge. Instead, they constantly seek ways to refine their skills, deepen their understanding, and enhance their personal and professional lives. Whether through reading, attending workshops, taking courses, or seeking mentorship, they are always looking for ways to level up. Their dedication to growth serves as an inspiration, motivating you to invest in yourself and strive for excellence in all areas of life. Lifelong learners are also incredibly resourceful. They understand that learning is not confined to traditional education systems, but can be found in everyday experiences, conversations, and observations. They know how to extract wisdom from the world around them, whether it's through books, podcasts, travel, or networking with people from different backgrounds. This resourcefulness allows them to stay ahead in their fields, adapt to industry trends, and remain competitive in an ever-changing world. Being around resourceful individuals helps you realize that opportunities for learning are everywhere, and that knowledge is not limited to a classroom or textbook. One of the most valuable lessons you can learn from lifelong learners is the importance of intellectual humility. They understand that no matter how much they know, there is always more to learn. They do not pretend to have all the answers. Instead, they actively seek wisdom from others, regardless of their status or background. They are open to feedback, willing to be challenged, and unafraid to admit when they are wrong. This humility fosters an environment where learning thrives, free from arrogance or closed-mindedness. When you surround yourself with people who embrace lifelong learning, you develop a mindset that values growth over ego and progress over pride. Lifelong learners also demonstrate discipline and consistency in their pursuit of knowledge. They do not rely on bursts of inspiration or fleeting motivation. Instead, they cultivate habits that make learning a regular part of their lives. They dedicate time to reading, practicing new skills, and expanding their understanding of different subjects. Their consistency in learning teaches you that true mastery is not achieved overnight, but through sustained effort and dedication. You begin to realize that small, consistent improvements lead to significant long-term progress. Another remarkable quality of lifelong learners is their ability to connect knowledge across disciplines. They do not limit themselves to one field of expertise, but explore a wide range of subjects, allowing them to make connections that others might miss. This interdisciplinary approach leads to innovation, creativity, and a broader perspective on problem solving. When you associate with people who think across disciplines, you develop a more well-rounded intellect, enabling you to approach challenges with a fresh and insightful perspective. One of the most inspiring aspects of lifelong learners is their passion for sharing knowledge. They do not hoard information for themselves. Instead, they enthusiastically share what they have learned with others. Whether through mentorship, teaching, or collaboration, they uplift those around them by passing on wisdom and insights. Their generosity in sharing knowledge creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to adopt a mindset of continuous learning. When you surround yourself with such individuals, you are constantly exposed to new ideas, perspectives, and wisdom that accelerate your own growth. The presence of lifelong learners in your life also fosters a culture of innovation and creativity. Because they are always seeking new ideas and challenging conventional thinking, they are more likely to come up with groundbreaking solutions and creative approaches to problems. Their ability to think outside the box and experiment with new concepts inspires you to do the same. Instead of sticking to traditional methods, you become more willing to explore, take risks, and push the boundaries of what is possible. In conclusion, lifelong learners are some of the most valuable individuals to have in your circle. Their curiosity, adaptability, resilience, and commitment to growth create an environment where learning is not just encouraged, but celebrated. Their presence pushes you to think bigger, embrace challenges, develop new skills, and cultivate a mindset that prioritizes continuous improvement. They inspire you to seek knowledge, challenge assumptions, and approach life with an open mind. If you want to achieve long-term success, surround yourself with those who never stop learning, and become a lifelong learner yourself.